we start the holiday season? And I thought, that's the perfect song to start the holiday season. So last week, I asked everybody if they liked themselves. And I actually challenged you to start liking yourself more. So how many of you have done that this week? How many of you feel like you're actually working a little bit harder to like yourself just a little bit more? Good, 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 good. So this week, so this is the beginning of a brand new month. At the beginning of every month, we get to talk about the theme of the month. And you know, every year as a minister, I got to tell you, as a minister, I am now in my 16th year of ministry, which means I have had 16 Christmases to figure out how to talk about Christmas differently. You know, or the holidays, or Hanukkah, or whatever, Kwanzaa, all those things that happen in December. So as I went on, was looking for the theme, and I always, people tell me, this would be a good theme, this is a good idea. As soon as I hear the right one, I know. I didn't hear it. And everybody's like, it's about rebirth, it's all that Jesus stuff. I was like, yeah, no, that's happening for me in my head. But I got it when I understood the idea of born to love. Except, I went back and I looked at December. So what I first want to talk about is the month of December. What does December mean? Why do we call this December? Why do we live in a world, in a linear world, where December comes and it's the 12th month of the year? Does anybody know the answer to this? Don't say it if you do, because I'm going to. Well, here's the irony. So in the Roman calendar, just so you know, December was the 10th month. Anybody else feel that's like so weird to hear at this point in your life? It's like, wait, I'm 63 years old. How did I not know this? So December in the Roman calendar was the 10th month because December comes from, the root of December is the Latin for 10. That's right. So, thank you, Kelly, I know. So, Kelly's like, that's right. So, I didn't know that, though. You did, because you're a news journalist. I'm sure this came up on the ABC News. ABC? NBC, sorry. So December was the 10th month because it means 10. Now, why is it the 10th month, though? That's the really big question. Well, January and February didn't count. Seriously, did you know that? No. Good. So January and February did not count as months. Just think about that. So the first month of the year, your New Year's Eve celebration was the night before March 1st. New Year's started on March 1st. Why is that? So then it goes March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, March. So December had 90 days. Why? Why does December need 90 days? Well, back in the old days, when December hit, it got cold. Make sure I'm getting this right. Could you imagine? That's not it at all. No, I know exactly what I'm talking about. So, and I have a point of this too. So why did it need 90 days? Well, in December, it started to get cold, a little chilly, and things started to die. And trees died, and grass died, and it went to this very kind of barren look, and it stayed barren till March. So what was going on during those 3 months of cold was hibernation. So what those older generations thought was that, wow, this must be that period where everything lays dormant, is just hibernating, and then all of a sudden, come March, on New Year's, it starts to rise up again and flow and start to be born again. So that's how they figured this out. Isn't that fascinating? To me, it was. So Dylan Thomas wrote this beautiful poem, and it says this: "The crisp path through the field in this December snow, in the deep dark where we trod the buried grass like ghosts on dry toast." Fun imagery, isn't it? Could you imagine a ghost on your dry toast in the morning? So the crisp path through the field in this December snow in the deep dark where we trod the buried grass. So they got it that underneath all of this was this life. The grass, the buried grass. It's going to come back up every year. They had faith. They believed, they knew, it was proven. Every year in March, it comes back up. The grass grows again. The trees start to flower again. Everything comes back to life. And then, come around December, they knew it would all start dying away, but it didn't matter. It just meant it was there. It just was hibernating. So the Gregorian calendar then changed it to 12 months and gave names to January and February. Thus, that's how we live with it today. So the title of my talk is called Born to Love. Ernest Holmes said this: love is the desire of life to express itself in terms of creation. Now think about that for a minute. Love is the desire of life. It means you. The desire of you. Love is the desire in you to express itself in terms of creation. That means you were born to be creative. And in fact, you weren't really born to be creative. You were born creative. That's who you are. You can't help that. You cannot stop yourself from being creative. The person in this room who feels they are the least creative, who is that, by the way? There you go. Okay, right there. So if you think you are like the least creative, you're not. You can't be not creative. That's such a bad sentence. You cannot be non-creative. You can't be devoid of creativity. That's a better way to put it. You can't be. Because who you are is creativity. You are born creative. You are born to love, because love is the expression of creativity. So you are born love. You are love that has been born and brought up through you as you, and your job is just to allow it, as Eric said. I mean, he went perfectly with what I want to talk about today. You know, we think it's all this. We got to make this happen. We got to do this. We got to succeed here. I got to do this. I got to do this. 7 steps to this, 12 steps to this, 16 steps to this, 87 steps to this, and I'll be there. No, you're there. This is who you are. There are no steps to being loved. There are no steps to being creative. There are no steps to being successful. It's one thing and one thing only. Do you know it? Do you know you are? If you know you are, you're there. And if you think you're not, thank you, you're not. So let's talk about this hibernation. So going back to December, it's not December 1st. Today's December 3rd. But I was thinking about this on December 1st. I was like, it's December 1st. Okay. Something in me is hibernating. It hasn't died. It may seem like it's dead, but it's not. Something in me is hibernating. What is that thing in me that's hibernating? What is that creative spark, that thing that with just a little bit of time, even though there's no time in reality, but there is for us, because we live in a time world, with just a little bit of time and a lot of faith, knowing that it's there, I'm going to give it room to birth. I'm not going to squelch it, kill it, run away from it, go try to find it somewhere else. I'm going to know that there's something in me, and it's this thing. I don't even have to know what it is. So I'm asking you today, what is in you? What is hibernating inside of you that is just waiting for you to decide to let it grow? Waiting for you to say, I don't care if New Year's is January, February, March, or August. I am willing to trust and know without seeing. That's what faith is, believing without seeing and knowing that it's there. And stop paying so much attention to this out here that wants to inform us, because frankly, whatever this is informing us is it's informing us is how we used our mind in the past. It helps you to see where you've been, but it doesn't tell you who you are. It just tells you what you've done with who you are up to this point. So, what is hibernating in you? The crisp path through the field in this December snow in the deep dark, where we trod the buried grass like ghosts on dry toast. How many of you still have all these ghosts on dried toast that you keep trying to eat and pretend it tastes good? I love it. Thank you, Ian. So stop eating it. Stop buying, stop chewing on, stop digesting, stop embodying all the ghosts of the past, all the dried toast that nobody likes. Does anybody here like dried toast, dried burnt toast? Barbara Shane. Okay, good. Okay, you do too? All right, forget that analogy. Whatever it is you don't like to eat, stop eating it. Right? So something in you is hibernating. Now, how many of you, by any chance this weekend, the movie just opened, how many of you, by any chance, went to see the Disaster Artist? Did anybody else see that but me and my family? Did you see it, Ray? Yeah. So, the Disaster Artist, in case you don't know, how many of you have ever seen the movie called The Room? Really? I can't believe you sat through that. Okay. So there is this movie called The Room that is supposedly the worst movie ever made, right? And did you just say the best movie ever made?
No, it's called the best.
The best, worst movie ever made. And that somehow it has gone from the worst movie ever made to the best, worst movie to this cult movie where people go like Rocky Horror Picture Show to see it because it's so bad. They've learned, some people have seen it 20 times. I've seen these interviews. And it's like Rocky Horror. When they get to some piece where they pick up a spoon to eat, they all throw spoons at the screen. So I thought this was really fascinating. So about 2 years ago, we're at the NoHo Arts Center. I was at the NoHo Arts Center, and James Franco was filming this, doing this project of his. And he was in my theater, and they were filming something, and I was in my office, and I came out, and he was in the back row, and I said, we sat and talked for a little bit, and I said, so what are you doing? And he's like, it's just this little project I have, I'm just doing this movie. And I saw, the stage was like really minimal, and I was like, well, really, thanks for shooting here. And we talked, and very unassuming. So it was quite surprising to me, 2 years later. I read the review on Friday in the Times. That review was unbelievable, brilliant. It was one of the most brilliant movies of the year, brilliant direction. James Franco will win the Oscar for this. I'm like, wow, I don't know a thing about this. So we go that day to see the movie. Well, it was just a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant movie, and his performance was brilliant. But towards the end of the movie, all of a sudden, the camera just zooms in on the marquee of my theater. It's like the NoHo Arts Center. And I'm like, ah. And I turned to Kevin, and he was like, yeah, remember they shot the movie? He was like, I thought it was this little project, not like an Oscar-nominated movie. So then they show the scene on stage. Then they show the stage, the seats. Then they come out and show the lobby. Then they show him outside the lobby in a scene with Jane. I'm like, this is like a commercial for my theater that I no longer own. Now we get a commercial. So, right? So I'm just sitting there, and the movie had already had such a wave of emotion come out of me. So the character in this movie, whose name I can't remember, Tommy Wiseau. He's this very strangely interesting person who has this thick European accent, who looks like he's probably around 40, but in the movie basically says, I'm from New Orleans, I don't have an accent, and I'm in my early 20s, and sticks to that, and still has, by the way. No one still knows how old he is or where he's from. And he's the world's worst actor. I mean, the worst actor you could imagine, like the nightmare actor I would imagine being in a room with. And as he's doing this, his story is unfolding on the stage, on the screen. You realize his only goal in life is to be a movie star, to go to the Oscars, to be recognized. And that's his only goal in life. Well, this was, 15 years ago, and he does this worst movie ever written, and he takes a marquee at Highland in Hollywood, and he keeps it up there for the 2 weeks that he pays to keep his $6 million movie running, which made $1,400 in the 2 weeks. And he kept it open so that he would be eligible for the Oscars. Now, I want you to just hear the mind there, the consciousness there. He is so absolutely certain. He's so clear on who he is, how talented he is. The whole universe is telling him, This is the worst movie ever made. You are probably the worst actor that has ever gotten in front of a camera. Certainly the weirdest one that has ever gotten in front of a camera. It's never going to happen. And there's a scene in the restaurant where some highfalutin producer says, it's never going to happen. Get out now. It's never, ever going to happen. I bet my life on it. It's never going to happen. This guy's turning in his grave if he's dead. If he's not, this will kill him. So this is what's happening in the movie. Well, fast forward to last Friday, the movie of his life opened as one of the biggest hits of the season, played by James Franco, who could win the Oscar for playing this guy. He will be at the Oscars now, celebrating his life, the movie of his life. A movie which, by the way, is now a cult hit, plays all over the country, and he goes to some of them, and he's made a very good living off of this one movie. So what happened? What happened? How did this happen? I'm sure there are people scratching their heads all over Hollywood who think they have the recipe and the exact way movies are supposed to happen, the exact way hits are made. They know exactly what success is. But for this guy, Tommy, he's a success. His life is a success. His dream of being a movie star, and by the way, he gets the last scene in the movie. And somewhere along the line, he's learned to act. Because it's a really good scene. Didn't you think so, Ray? That last scene with the two of them? It was fascinating. The movie's amazing. You got to go see it. It's just amazing. It's called The Disaster Artist. But here's what I want to talk about. This was hibernating in him for years. He knew who he was. He desired what he wanted. It came through him. Somewhere along the line, his destiny, and I don't mean something God ordained, who he truly is, came up through him and he said, I'm going to do it. And he did it. And everybody told him it was horrible, and he didn't care. I'm sure he cared a little bit, but he just kept going, kept going, kept going. And then they write a book about it, and then the book gets optioned, and then the book gets made into a movie by another kind of crazy young actor who's unassuming enough to just shoot it himself and do this movie that probably broke box office records this first weekend. Every screening was sold out. We had a hard time getting tickets. Why? Because there's a truth inside of us that if we really listen to it and don't let the world talk us off of our destiny, don't let the world tell us you can't when inside of you, you know you can. That's what's hibernating inside of every single one of us here today. There is that within you that is just waiting for you to believe in it, to say, mine to do is mine to do, and I'm doing it regardless of what the world may say about it. That's what this month is going to be about for us. That month of December, where we get in touch with whatever it is that's hibernating. Not to rip it out and make it work for us, by the way. Not to suddenly get all tense and crazy about what we know is ours to do, but to start loving it. I'm born to love, born to be creative. For you to spend this month loving that thing in you that you know is yours to do. Give it room. Give it time. December is 90 days. You've got 90 days to figure this out in the month of December. That's what we get to do this month, to really get in touch with our deepest desires. I know that everyone here today, hearing this message, and every single person online, every single person that listens to us, we have a large online following and people that only watch us online. Whoever listens to this at any time, you will be called forth to tap into what's in your soul to do. And to not let your past or anyone else's past or anyone else's idea of what success is interfere with what is yours to do. So this month, I want you to really pay attention. Pay attention to your desires. Pay attention to them. Listen to them. Allow them. Love them. Give them room. Have faith in them. Pay attention to love when it shows up. I want you to really pay attention to this love inside of you when it shows up. When something shows up inside of you and your heart and your soul, your love, the creativity, the ideas, pay attention. Don't just let it go by. I love Elizabeth Gilbert's book, Big Love, because she talks about that. Don't let these desires go by. Take them, because if you don't, someone will. They're alive. It's energy. It's constantly floating everywhere. If the idea is yours, take it and do something with it. And don't care. It's interesting. Nora said to me, Nora makes these amazing scrubs, which are for sale out there. But she makes these amazing scrubs. So she was making them last night. And she's like, every time she finishes one, she comes, smell this. And they're just, you just want to go take a bath and like start scrubbing. And they were just, and she does a peppermint one, a coffee one, and a lavender one. And I took them and mixed them together. And she was like, what are you doing? I said, I like to mix them all together. She can't put coffee with lavender. Well, I disagree. So, but here's what I said to her. So I said, you should sell these. Go talk to Rebecca and talk to her about how do you sell these on Amazon, because she's the queen of that. I said, go talk to her. And Nora said, and this isn't a bad thing because you're helping to understand how we think. Nora said, a lot of people sell scrubs. So, and I said to her, I said, a lot of people aren't you. They're not your scrubs. So if you hear yourself saying, oh, but a lot of people are doing that, how many actors would give up as soon as their mother or father said to them, there are 6 billion people trying to be an actor. Why you? That kills careers instantly. If you buy into it, it's like, yeah, why me? Why should I? Or if you're writing a movie, oh God, how many people write movies? Everybody has a movie to write, right? No, not my movie. Not my movie coming out of my body, my soul. That's what this month is about. There's something in you hibernating. I know it. And it's your job to love it. You are born to love. You are born to be creative. So love it, pay attention to it, and give it the room. Give it the 90 days it needs to come forth, because that's what the grass is ready to do. Just spring forth and live itself out as you, if you will give it room to grow. Namaste. Thank you. Right? Thank you.